Hello students, welcome to class. In today's class, we are going to continue with microeconomics, marginal rate of transformation, marginal opportunity cost. Yes, it is a rate at which one good has to be sacrificed in order to produce a single extra unit of the other goods. So, MOC, that is marginal opportunity cost, refers to the number of units of a commodity sacrificed to gain an additional unit of another commodity. So, in the case of PPF, MOC is increasing. That is, more and more unit of X commodity, that is units of commodity sacrifice to gain an additional unit of another commodity. So, more and more unit of X commodity have sacrificed to gain an additional unit of another commodity Y. Yes, now MRT, units of good sacrificed divided by more unit of other goods produced. So, MRT is equals to change in X by change in Y. Yes, now, so in this MRT is the ratio of number of units of the commodity sacrificed to gain an additional unit of another commodity. So, what will happen? So, MRT which is equals to units of sacrifice divided by more units of other goods produced. So, MRT which is equals to change in Y by change in X. Yes, now let's, what is that change in Y? Fall in the output of goods. Change in X, increase in the output of other good. Characteristics or properties of PPF. PPF slopes downward. PPF is concave shaped. The first point, PPF slopes downwards. Okay. When PPF shows all the possible combination of the two goods which can be produced with available resources and technology. So last class we have discussed about what is a PPF. PPF is a possible combination of the two goods which can be produced with the given resources as well as the technology. Yes, more of one good can be produced only by taking resources away from the production of another goods. Yes, as there exists an inverse relationship between change in quantity of one commodity and change in quantity of other commodity. So what will happen? The PPF will slope downward from left to right. The next one, PPF is a concave shape. PPF is a concave shape because of increasing marginal rate of transformation. That is, more and more unit of commodity sacrifice to gain an additional unit of another commodity. So, PPF is a concave shape. So, these are the characteristics or properties of PPF. Let's move on to the other one, attainable and unattainable combination. Let's discuss first what is meant by attainable. Any point on PPF from point A to D or any point inside the PPC, that is point E, or attainable combination. In this attainable combination, we have two attainable options. Okay, one, optimum utilization of resources. Whatever may be the resources is available in the economy or used in the best possible manner. Then the economy will operate any point like A, B, C or D on PPF. The second one, inefficient utilization of resources. Production can fall short of its capabilities if there is a wastage or inefficient utilization of resources. Then economy will operate at any point inside the PPF, that is E. So, when we are not used our resources properly and if it's a wastage of the resources, what will happen? The economy will operate any point inside the PPF, that is point E. Now, let's discuss what is unattainable combination. In this, any point PPF, that is point F, is an unattainable combination. Why we are calling it as an unattainable combination? In the given amount of available resources. Yes, it is impossible for the economy. It is impossible for the economy to produce any combination more than the given possible combination. That is, economy can never operate any point outside the PPF. Yes, so that's what it's an unattainable combination. Now let's move on to the other one, shapes. The first one, concave shape, convex, straight line. Okay, when PPC will be a concave shape, it is due to increasing MOC. It means that in order to produce more unit of X, more unit of Y are sacrificed. So, to produce more unit of X, more unit of Y has to be sacrificed. At the rate of sacrifice increases. It is due to application of law of diminishing return. So, it's a concave shape. Convex. Convex PPC is due to decreasing MOC. It means that in order to produce more unit of X commodity, less unit of Y commodity are sacrificed. This is because of application of law of increasing return. So it's a convex shape. When it will be a straight line, PPF can be convex to the origin. I've said you that, isn't it? When it's convex to the origin of MRT, it's decreasing, and then less and less unit of a commodity is sacrificed to gain additional unit of another commodity, in this case of convex. But in the straight line, PPF can be a straight line if we assume that MRT is constant. When we assume that MRT is constant, that is same amount of commodity. Please listen everyone, same amount of commodity sacrificed to gain additional unit of another commodity. Yes, it is possible only when we assume that all the resources are equally efficient in the production of all the goods. This case of PPF will be a straight line. Yes, now, so when we will be calling it as a straight line, when same amount of commodity is sacrificed to gain an additional unit of another commodity, the PPF will be a straight line. So there are three shapes: convex, concave, straight. Now, shift of PPC. Rightward shift of PPC. The PPC will shift to the right when there is economic growth, increase in resources, technological change. When it will be a rightward shift of PPC, when it's economic growth, increase in resources, technological changes. Yes. Now let's discuss about rightward shift in PPC. Yes, when the PPC will be shift rightward, see, when there is an advancement of technology and increase in the availability of resources, okay, in respect of both the goods, the PPF will shift to the right. See, for example, if there is increasing in the resources for the production of butter or guns, or we can take about consumer goods and capital goods. Okay, so we can produce more of both the goods. In the cases of, so what will happen, which existing the PPF will shift to the rightward. So when there is an advancement in the technology or increase in the availability of resources, that leads to shift the PPF from rightward. Yes, when if it's like capital goods or consumer goods. Yes. Now let's move on to leftward shift of PPF. The PPC will shift to its left due to economic disaster, decrease in resources, technological changes. When if it happens, the PPC will shift to the leftward. Yes, so far we have discussed about if it's shift to the rightward, it's because of advancement of technology, it's because of advancement of technology or increases in the availability of resources. But in this cases of leftward shift of PPC, it's because of few reasons like degradation of technology, decrease in the resources with respect to both the goods like capital goods and consumer goods. See, for example, distraction of resources, if it's earthquake, will reduce the production capacity. As what will happen, the PPF will shift to the leftward from AB to A dash and B dash. Yes, now let's discuss the next one, rotation of PPC. The PPC will rotate, that is a change in the commodity of x-axis. when it will be a change in the change in the of x-axis, change in the rotation of x-axis? Now listen, if there is increase in the resources or technological improvement for the goods, that is x-axis, then PPC will rotate from AB to AC, that is rightward. That's what, whenever there is an advancement in technology or an increase in the resources, what will happen to the PPC? The PPC will rotate from AB to AC. Yes, it's shift from rightward shift. Okay, now just opposite. If there is a decrease in the resources or degradation of technology for goods x-axis, on x-axis, then what will happen? The PPC will rotate from AB to AD, that is leftward. So listen everyone. Now in the first change in the commodity of x-axis, change in the commodity of x-axis, we are going to look at with both rightward as well as a leftward. When it will be a rightward, when there is increase in the technology or advancement in the technology, what will happen on x-axis? Then the PPC will rotate from AB to AC, that is rightward. If there is a decrease in the resources or degradation of resources, technology, what will happen? For the goods on x-axis, the PPC will rotate from AB to AD, that is leftward. Yes. Now let's move on to change in the commodity on y-axis. So far we have discussed in the x-axis. Now let's move on to y-axis. If there is increase in the resources or advancement in the technology, what will happen? See, for example, I have denoted with the guns and butter. So if there is increase in the resources and advancement in technology for the guns on y-axis, the PPC will rotate to its right from AB to CB, rightward shift. Okay. Now if there is decrease in the resources or degradation in technology for the guns on y-axis, the PPC will rotate to its left from AE to DE. Yes, so these are the two rotations of x-axis and y-axis. Yes, so far we have discussed about what is MRT, MOC, properties or characteristics of PPC, and then attainable, unattainable, and shapes of PPC, concave, convex, straight. And next one, rotation of PPC. Yes, and next rightward shift, leftward shift, and rotation for the PPC of x-axis and y-axis. Yes, thank you students.